Well, Fletcher, you said earlier, and I thought it was key when you brought up the whole doctor versus real estate agent analogy, where basically nobody really cared, right? You always get the question, "Oh, so you're in real estate?"
Yeah,
Right?
I mean they
And then
they
and then the very next question is, "So how's the market?" So let's take that question for example. So if you're a typical real estate agent and you get asked that question, how do you respond? If you don't have an identity, if you don't have ideas and beliefs, then you can't really answer that question but any other way than everybody else does. Oh, well, the market's. See, the reality is that I'm forced to study each and every day, not just about the comparables, because I could give really a rat's ass about the comparables at the end of the day, Ryan, because you have to look things on a macro scale, a micro scale. You have to understand people's mindsets. You have to understand, what's going on with employment and all these other different factors. But that really helps me create a message. Now, some people my message will resonate with, and some people it won't. But that's the whole idea behind it. You want to attract people that think like you or that are interested in things that you're talking about. And I understand that I could, really turn people off by a lot of the stuff that I talk about. I infuse talking about politics. I talk a lot about touchy subjects that people might not go that route because they don't want to be labeled as, that guy that's a crazy, a whack job. But I think that creates personality. To me, you can't really find out what your message is, or find your true identity unless you're willing to take a risk, dare to be wrong, have conviction, have beliefs, put yourself out there, and really don't care about what other people think. You're doing this for yourself, and by doing this for yourself, you're able to inspire and help others through the process. You really have to dig deep, and it took me a long, long time to get to this point. And honestly, trying to find people like you, Fletcher, that kind of have the same beliefs that I do. But the questions that I started getting once I started doing the radio show was, well, I know you're in real estate, but tell me about this radio show. It was less about the business that I was in and more about what I was talking about.
Well, when somebody asks you what's going on with the market, it's more valuable to say, and much better from a positioning standpoint, to say, this is something I talked about on my radio show. This is something I talked about on my podcast. I wrote about an article recently about that.
Yep.
Okay, this is what A, B, and C experts say, because you're reading and keeping up with news. You're keeping up with economics. You're keeping up with politics. You're keeping up with marketing and positioning and how homes should be sold from a story standpoint. Okay, when you are at the top of your game, idea-wise, in the arena of ideas, nobody can compete with you.